Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this session, we're going to look at the remaining configurations of the material master. The next configuration, we'll be talking about the material type configuration. Since the standard SAP system includes about 50 predefined material types for use, creation of completely new material types is not permitted or possible. So the configuration of material types include these activities, which are assigning new codes to material types, specifying the views for which data can be maintained, and specify the purchase type, whether it is internal or external, maintain whether the material of that material type will be treated as a valuated stock material or otherwise, define the default price control type for the valuation price, and maintain the number ranges based on which the material number will be assigned to the material of that material type. So let's see how to carry out these activities. Go back to the IMG screen. Now we go to Logistics General, Material Master, Basic Settings, Material Types. Define attributes of material types. Click on Execute. The reason why we assign new codes to existing material types is because the standard material type codes may not be easily remembered by the end user. So to make it easier for them to remember the codes, we assign new codes as per the client requirement. So let's see how to do this by creating a new raw material type code and maintaining the attributes. So select the standard material type, which is ROH for raw material. Click on copy as, enter a new 1 to 4 character code and the description. Press enter 2 times to ensure the data is copied. Once you get the copy confirmation, double click on that material type and maintain the attributes. Enter the field reference code if you have already created. Maintain the screen reference code for the material type to ensure the screen reference is assigned to this material type. The external number assignment without checkbox is used to indicate to the application whether the SAP system should automatically check for any duplicate entries in case the material number is assigned externally. That is, when the end users create the material numbers, should the system check for duplicates or not, it will be managed by this checkbox. If it is checked, the system will not check for duplicates. So to ensure there are no duplicates in external number assignment, unchecked, keep this checkbox unchecked. And here we're going to select the views for which the data can be maintained. So based on the requirement, you can select the relevant views and thereby specifying that only those departments can use material of that material type. And we are going to specify whether material of this material type will be purchased externally or internally. External and internal, there are 3 options: allowed, not allowed, allowed with warning. Since it is a raw material type, usually raw material are purchased externally, so that is the reason why external purchase orders are allowed, and internal purchase orders has the option 0, which indicates it is not allowed. There are certain situations, certain companies where even raw material may be sometimes purchased internally. So to allow for that one time or the once in a while situation, the option 1 will be used, where warning will be issued when you create a purchase order for internal source. And here we specify the default price control type, evaluation price control. So whatever you select is the default selection when you create the material of that material type. In case the client does not want any default, you can leave it as blank. And in case the client wants any specific price control to be the only option for that material type, you select the price control type and check the price control mandatory option. Right? And using the quantity updating and value updating columns, these boxes, the radio buttons, we can specify material of this material type to be treated as a valuated stock material, valuated non-stock material, non-stock valuated material, or sorry, non-valuated stock material, or non-valuated non-stock material based on the type of usage of the material. Now, in case your client says that material will normally be maintained in stock and used as required, and that material adds some value to the business process, then we are going to specify quantity updating and value updating in all the valuation areas. That you can check using this option, quantity value updating. So here the system will display all the plants within this system. And as you can see in each plant, both the quantity updating and value update checkboxes are checked, indicating that material of this material type will be treated as a valuated stock material in all the plants. In case the client says it should not be maintained as a valuated stock material, that means the material will be purchased as and when required and immediately consumed. It will never be maintained in stock. And also it is direct consumable, which does not add any value to the business process. Then both quantity updating and value updating will be unchecked. Depending on the usage of the material, we also have two other options, non-valuated stock material or valuated stock material. Non-valuated stock material will be specified for those material which are normally maintained in stock, but they don't add any value. So here we're talking about material like nuts, bolts, glue, cotton waste, machine oil, which you normally maintain in stock, but they don't add any value to the business process. And the last one, valuated non-stock, will be specified for those material which do add some value to the business process, but they are not normally maintained in stock. So here we're talking about material which may be bulky or which have high value or which may have very less expiry time. So based on the type of usage or how the client is going to use those material, the quantity updating and value updating checkboxes will be checked for each of these material types. Let's say you want to specify these material types to be only valuated stock material only in your plant, then you can go to those plants and check the quantity updating and value updating for only your plants and save it. What will happen is, if in case this material of this material type have to be used in any other plant, purchased in any other plant, or you want to use them, then you have to specify the purpose of purchase, right? So once you have maintained the attributes of the material types, go back to the assignment of screen sequences and ensure the screen reference code is properly assigned to your material type. So go to material type screen reference, check what was the screen reference that was assigned earlier. So here we have VGR, which was assigned to a different material type. So change it back to your material type. So this is what we had, VGR and V. We ensure that it is assigned to our material type, which is YVGR. Okay. Now when you create a material of that material type, the system will automatically assign the screen sequence and also ensure the field selection is as per the field reference assigned to that material type. Once you have maintained the attributes, now we need to assign the number ranges. So go to define number ranges for each material type, click on execute. For practice, because it's a practice server, there will be a lot of predefined number ranges already existing. So you need to first check what are the available number ranges by going through the options. Usually the last option is what would be available, continuously available. So here we check that it is from 12,001 to 12,500. Now to create a new number range, go to groups maintain, click on this option, then click on group create, enter a code to identify the text to identify the number range. So number range for raw material, enter a range of 1000 numbers, enter and save it. In case this interval, the number range interval already is existing in the system, then you'll get a message saying enter number ranges without overlap. So since we did not get it, it means that it is valid. Go back, go to your check where your material type is, YVGR,